So this is what she's showing us that was on her phone from her Cash App. All right. Would you agree? I'm saying.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you?
That's
Okay.
you.
All right. Confirming. This is what was sent from her phone to your Cash App.
This is your MO. I already looked up your jail history. Okay. You've been arrested for, you can tell me, fraudulent use of a credit card, identity theft, all the above. Okay. Probable causes, that's exactly what you just did.
Okay, but wait a minute. So did it show that you cashed out yourself?
Yeah, it was on my Cash App.
Okay, well then you did that.
No, I did not.
On November 18th, 2024, Seattle police investigated a Cash App theft at a Metro phone store where an employee allegedly stole $400 from a customer's account. This case demonstrates critical legal principles in digital fraud investigations and proper Miranda administration during custodial interrogation.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing good.
How can we help?
Is there a Kayla Allen here? Hello, can I speak to you?
Yeah.
Perfect. You have somewhere in private?
Let me call you back. All right. We can step out front if that's okay.
Do you have a separate office or anything like that, or is this just? Okay, can we go step on here? Okay. Yeah, perfect. That's fine. Okay, I'm Officer Torres, Eustis Police Department. Okay, this is Officer Johnson. Okay, we're over here investigating a theft. Okay. So before I ask any questions or anything, I'm going to read you your rights. Okay?
Okay.
Sounds good? All right. You have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer questions. Anything you say may be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police and to have an attorney present during questioning now or in the future. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you before any questioning. If you wish, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Mm-hmm. Okay. How are these rights of mine? Do you wish to talk to us now?
Yeah, because I'm live.
Okay, perfect. So we are here investigating a theft that occurred, okay, with one of your clients that you helped with a phone, okay? It's an older lady. Her name is Paula or Polly.
Oh, I work at a phone store, so I can't.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I guess it was earlier today. I have to read her statement. She said that she came in here for a phone problem, saying that she cannot download any apps. Okay. She said that you told her that she has to get a brand new phone because I guess you can't put a SIM card in or some type of card to help her have more storage. So she said that she gave her your phone. She stepped outside to smoke a cigarette, and that you went through her phone, went on Cash App, and sent her $400.
Her phone is right there. She did if that's the customer I'm thinking, she talking about, she did a trade-in.
Yes, but I'm talking about you going through her phone on her Cash App to send you $400.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay. Well, do you have the picture?
Yeah.
It's honestly just good to come clean, okay? No, there's no need to lie. I got all the probable cause and evidence to prove otherwise.
So this is what she's showing us that was on her phone from her Cash App. All right. Would you agree? I'm saying.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's
Okay.
you.
All right. Confirming. This is what was sent from her phone to your Cash App.
And it shows,
Cash App.
all right, and it shows right here, Paula Tills, which is our victim, payment received.
All right.
from her.
And I didn't receive that.
You did. There's $400 that went to your bank account on Cash App. 466. Okay. You already had $66 before that. Okay.
I didn't even see that come in.
You're the one that did it, so I just.
I did. You can watch our camera. We have cameras in here.
This is your MO. I already looked up your jail history. Okay. You've been arrested for, you can tell me, fraudulent use of a credit card, identity theft, all the above. Okay. Probable causes, that's exactly what you just did. Okay. I'm going to go contact my supervisor, and we'll go from here, okay? Are you the manager?
Yeah, I'm the district.
Okay, perfect. I'll talk to you on here. I'm not sure if you already heard us our conversation or not. Okay. So, her name's Kayla, right? Kayla? Okay, so we're here investigating a theft that occurred. Okay, so the complainant called in, okay, saying that she went to the store for a phone problem. I guess there was not enough storage on her phone to download apps that she wanted, or she needed help downloading apps. She told her that she needs a whole new phone to do so. And I guess I'm not exactly what the policy is or how phones work, but she said she needs to get a whole new phone. She's like, okay, no problem. I guess the complainant gave Kayla her phone. She came out here to smoke a cigarette, the complainant, and while doing so, Kayla went on her phone, went on her Cash App, and sent her $400. Actually, more than that. $400 actually went through, and it was processed, access. I think she tried $500 another time. Okay. Which is really silly because her Cash App has her whole face on it.
So you guys have confirmed this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know when this took place?
When? It happened today. Cash App's time is weird. It said 9:18 p.m. Obviously, it's 7:21. But she gave us the address. We confirmed. She showed us a screenshot of the Cash App. We looked her up on LCSO website, and this is her MO: fraudulent use of the credit card, identity theft, so on and so forth.
Is she getting arrested
Yes.
right now?
Not at this moment. I'm gonna contact my sergeant. I'm gonna let him know what's all that's happening, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Am I able to speak to her?
Of course. Just give me 1 second, okay? I'll let you speak to her. Alrighty. I'll be right back. Okay.
That's my district manager, my boss.
Yes.
She's been here all day. She was even here when the lady came. We was all in the front. She was standing good. If she pulled up the camera, she was standing right there. We had a store full of customers.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure who else would go through her phone besides you.
Me and her both were, I'm not saying she did, but we were both doing her devices. We both helped the lady.
Okay. Are you willing to send the complainant back, the victim back her money?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Once she does that, when she's doing that, I guess the district manager wants her to close out her stuff for the job.
Okay. I was asking her, did she want, because we didn't know what was going to happen. So I asked her, did she want me to close it?
Yeah, and I think that's what she wants you to do. Yeah, so if you could stay 10-12 with her, I'm going to call the victim back.
Okay.
To see what she wants to do now.
Okay.
Right. Then we'll go from there. But I want to make sure you're sending
Yeah, I'm trying to see where it came from. That's a P2TIL. What is that? 2 L's? 1 L? 3 L's?
Paula TILLIS. Yep.
Stuff in her car.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's right out the back door and everything.
Go ahead and call whoever's going to come pick up the car.
Do you want me to wait here till they come get the key?
No, I believe my mom done got an extra key.
Howard, so what time?
Howard, 12.
4812, Florida 28. Juliet Tango, X-ray, Mike 01.
Y'all gonna have to
Green
come
Bastard
get my
car.
car because I'm being arrested.
1929, Mary.
They say them. A customer that came in here today, well, he had a store full of customers. Even my boss been here all day. My boss was the one who been helping me with the transaction. No, my boss, there's nothing to tell. My boss is standing right there. She's the one that helped me with the transaction. Ma, I don't know this.
I'll take the keys.
No, I'm gonna take.
I'll give them to your manager. That's fine.
No, those are my keys for my car.
Oh, they're gonna stay in here, or we're gonna?
No, I'm gonna take them with me.
Are you gonna take these with you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, those are my car keys. Yeah, my mom literally on Center Street.
Yeah. You see that?
Hold on, I got 2 phones.
Okay.
Your hands behind your back for me, like a frame. You gonna take your watch off or anything? You want that to go with your mom too?
Yeah, let me just throw this in my car real quick.
You're bringing both those phones with you? Okay.
I'm sorry, my arm's a little. I can't. There's no way I can get a criminal citation?
No.
Like I said, that would have been the best scenario for you, but unfortunately, it didn't work.
Officer Thomas immediately recognized this as a custodial situation and properly administered Miranda warnings before questioning. Under Miranda v. Arizona, law enforcement must advise suspects of their Fifth Amendment rights when in custody and subject to interrogation. The officer covered all 5 essential elements: right to silence, statements used against you, right to attorney, appointed counsel if indigent, and right to stop questioning. Kayla Allen waived these rights voluntarily, but this decision proved costly given the strength of evidence against her. The digital evidence in this case was decisive. Cash App transaction records showed a clear trail from victim to suspect. Under Federal Rules of Evidence 803, subsection 6, electronic business records are admissible when properly authenticated. The record showed not just the transaction, but account balance changes from $66 to $466. Critically, officers discovered a second attempted transaction of $500 that was declined by the bank's fraud detection system. This pattern of behavior, 2 transactions in succession with increasing amounts, demonstrates criminal intent rather than mistake. For probable cause analysis, Illinois v. Gates established the totality of circumstances test. Officers had victim statement, digital transaction records, suspect's admission of identity, and prior convictions for fraud and identity theft. While prior arrests don't prove current guilt, they contribute to probable cause when combined with other evidence of similar criminal conduct. Under Texas Penal Code Section 31.03, theft requires unlawful appropriation with intent to deprive the owner. The crime was complete the moment Kayla accessed the Cash App without authorization and transferred the funds. Importantly, Kayla returned the money before arrest, but this does not negate criminal liability. Restitution may affect sentencing, but the offense is complete upon the unauthorized taking with criminal intent. The victim's decision to prosecute despite receiving her money back highlights an important principle. Victims have agency in the criminal justice system. This wasn't simply about $400, it was about breach of trust and invasion of personal financial privacy. Kayla was ultimately charged with scheme to defraud, a more serious offense than simple theft. This charge reflects the calculated nature of the offense, accessing the phone during the victim's absence and executing the transfer.
You used this 57 like you should have. Kayla, 1015.
I can tell you my code.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You've been cooperating with us, so
Yeah.
And you can just
Ma?
hit mom, yeah.
Hello.
Mom, my car is in the back.
Okay, but so what happened?
The lady say I cashed out myself, but me, my boss, and we had a store full of customers. She was standing right there the entire
Wait a
time.
minute. So, okay, but if ain't no proof, you cashed out yourself her money.
That's what she said. When all I was doing was setting up her devices.
Okay, but wait a minute. So, did it show that you cashed out yourself?
Yeah, it was on my Cash App.
Okay, well then you did that.
No, I did not.
How? Kayla, that don't even make no sense.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is Officer Torres, Eustis Police Department.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your daughter's gonna be arrested for theft. Okay. I mean, it just. I know. Yeah, I'm sure you understand. It just. What she's telling you makes no sense. She went through the victim's phone, went onto her Cash App, and sent herself $400. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But I guess she tried $500 after that, but that's when the bank declined that because they thought something was fishy. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, but she did send the money back to the victim. Okay. But the victim was very, you know, she said if the suspect was apprehended, then she wants them to go to jail. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So that's all that we have. Okay.
Okay.
She'll be able to call you back in the jail. I think they can give her 3 numbers to contact with. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Can you
Yes.
Her charges.
Yeah.
Her charges. You know, yeah.
I'll let you know at the jail. Okay. How's your mom? You can
They got an extra fob.
Extra spare.
A
extra
fob, yeah.
key. Okay. All right. Perfect. We'll come over here.
All right, she good.
You good? Okay. Go ahead and have a seat. It's gonna be weird. I got, try to put one foot in. There you go. Got it.
It comes a little tight.
It's better than the Impalas that we have. I'm not sure if you've seen those or not, but
I can't sit back because it goes tight. My arms are short.
okay, no problem. Can I see that real quick? So you can't sit back? That's no problem. We'll try to get moving so you can get out of those things. They're not comfortable, I know. Okay. First off, up front. You said?
Yeah, soccer up front.
Okay.
Officer Thomas receives a B+. He conducted a professional investigation with proper Miranda administration and methodical evidence presentation. His decision to consult a supervisor before workplace arrest and allow family contact demonstrated good judgment and professionalism. Minor improvements could include more exploration of the suspect's explanation before confrontation, but overall, this represents solid police work. Kayla Allen receives a D-. Her decision to waive Miranda rights with clear evidence and prior criminal history was strategically disastrous. The alleged theft itself, exploiting customer trust for financial gain, represents serious misconduct in a service position. Continued denials despite digital evidence and even her own mother's recognition of guilt showed poor judgment throughout. Victim Paula receives a B for promptly reporting the crime, preserving evidence, and clearly articulating her desire for prosecution. Key lessons from this case. First, know when Miranda applies. Custody plus interrogation equals required warnings. Second, digital evidence in financial crimes is nearly irrefutable. Transaction logs create objective proof, difficult to dispute. Third, exercising your right to remain silent is not an admission of guilt. It's constitutional protection everyone should use when facing serious allegations. Fourth, restitution doesn't erase crimes. Returning stolen property may help sentencing, but doesn't eliminate criminal liability. Finally, patterns of behavior matter. The second transaction attempt transformed this from possible mistake to clear criminal scheme. Thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments what legal topics you'd like us to cover next. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our second channel, Street Law, for more legal analysis.